Hello. I'm Ron Peters, and we're talking today with Gene Pierce of Theology Now. Gene, thanks for being here.
My pleasure, Ron.
Gene, the emergent movement has taken the Christian world by storm. What are your thoughts?
I love it.
Could you expand on that a bit, Gene?
Well, I love the way that Emergent seem to be a more evolved bunch of Christians. Post-Enlightenment thinkers almost unanimously agree that we are getting better as humans. With the Emergent Church, that reality is finally represented within Christianity.
Instead of being immediately offended by that comment, let me explore this a bit more deeply with you. You state that post-Enlightenment thinkers believe that the human race is improving. How would one explain the state of global tensions? How does one deal with the continuing problems facing the Middle East or the issues created by an insane dictator in North Korea? Not to mention the racial tensions in the US, Asia, and prejudice evident the world over? Is it rational to state unequivocally that humans are getting better as a people?
I believe it is highly rational. We can sum it up with one word: love.
How in the name of all false gods does love factor into the societal ills I just mentioned?
Well, love demands that we overlook all those things and just try to get along.
Nice job on really thinking this through. Surely, you don't believe that is the biblical indicative.
Well, Ron, let's not get all spiritual now. The Bible is uniquely authoritative for Christians, but we shouldn't be guilty of Bible worship. Let's stay on point.
Isn't the Bible the point?
Sure. But we have to factor in human experience. This is where emergents really understand true Christianity. And, going back to my point, love is the issue. Instead of getting hung up on right and wrong, post-Enlightenment thought teaches us to love at all costs and not to worry about the rightness or wrongness of someone's actions. And, emergent Christians understand this.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. So, you're suggesting that emergents believe in relativity?
Oh, heavens, no. Ron, please don't take me out of context.
You just said that we shouldn't worry about what's right and wrong, but rather, that we should just love. By definition, that's a relativistic view of the world. How did I take you out of context?
Well, because you just have to love people. That's what Jesus did.
Mother of pearl, Gene. Jesus called out sin like a bat out of heaven. He loved like no man ever could, but his definition of love was somewhat different than yours. Doesn't love demand that the truth be told?
Well, now you're endorsing judgmentalism, Ron.
In Matthew 7, Jesus tells us to be prepared to be judged with the same measure that we judge others. But, Jesus never, I can't say this strongly enough, Jesus never even hinted at the suggestion that we should ignore wrong behavior.
Your mom engages in some wrong behavior.
That's really good comedy. Goodness, you are truly gifted with the ability to make me laugh. Thank you so much for being God's gracious gift to me at this moment when I needed to laugh. What a joy and a blessing you are. Let me reciprocate. Did you hear the one about the Emergent Church?
No.
That's because it's not a real church. So, let's sum this up. Emergents believe that love is the final arbiter, and that it should cause us to dismiss wrong behavior. If that's true, then what is the cross for? Why did Jesus have to die? If we're capable of evolving into better humans as time goes on, then what is the point of salvation? Why bother being a Christian? In short, how can any thinking person believe this giant pile of steaming horse crap?
Simple. Because we understand love. Love is a feeling and it knows no borders.
Any married person would tell you that love is more a choice than a feeling, you vacuous intellectual waste factory.
Yes, and this is why some emergents also believe we should allow for a redefining of what marriage is.
Goodness land sakes almighty. You and your emergence are just a delight.
You're welcome.
I'd like to thank my guest, Gene Pierce, for shining the light on the raging stupidity of the latest movement within Christendom. Here's hoping that a few good men and women will wake up and read their gosh darn Bibles. Back in a moment.